Good morning, students. Welcome to video lecture on web technology and its applications. This is the course overview and course outcome. Let us look into the further part of CSS. In this video lecture, we will have a look on location of styles. So, there are three different styles of different types of style sheets based on their location. Like author created style sheets, user style sheet and browser style sheet. You can observe these which are highlighted in blue color. Author created is one which is done by the programmer, right? What we are going to learn in this chapter, what we are doing in the coding, right? User style sheets are those which are created when the individual user is making a setting in a browser, right? You might have observed we have a provision to view the website as a small, medium and large, right? So based on that, even the user have the one who is accessing the website has a provision to see that make that settings to the web page which he is viewing. The other one is the browser style sheet, which is defined by using the default styles for each of the HTML element. So these are the three sources from which the style sheets come. Then based on the locations also we can classify the CSS rules into three again. These are the actual classifications based on three different locations. One is where we are specifying the style, where the style will be stored, that is inline, embedded and external. So there is also a provision to combine all the three for a same web page of the website. So we will see one by one. Inline style sheet, right? So in inline style sheet, style rule is placed within an HTML element itself by using style attribute. So it is used along with the tag itself as an attribute. So you can just observe here, what is done is actually there is a mistake here. This H2 closing tag, that is the right angle bracket of the H2 should be closed here after font size. Anyhow, it is not syntactically strict, so this works for HTML, right? So here what is done, you can observe for H2 style is used like attribute. You are specifying a declaration containing property and the value. That means for H2 you are saying that the style font size should be 24 point by through the attribute style. This way of specifying style rule for a particular element of the HTML by means of using a style attribute is inline style sheet, right? So it is affecting only that element wherever it is defined, right? Style is defined for this H2, right? So it is affecting only the content of that H2, that is description only, right? Again after certain we have another H2 where the style is again same, but font weight is made as bold. So this is looking different compared to this particular H2, right? It is not applicable even for all H2s. Wherever it is appearing, only there it is applicable, right? This kind of style is not used generally because it increases the maintainability, right? Maintenance will be increased because for every element you need to specify the style separately, right? So one of the main reason why we go for using the style sheet is we want to reduce the repeatability of the same thing. We want to reduce the burden and we want to reduce the amount of code to be downloaded or uploaded, isn't it? So for that purpose, that is the one of the benefit of style sheet which you cannot find in the inline style sheet. It is as good as making use of other attributes of HTML. So this is inline style sheet. So in one sentence I would like to say that style rule is specified within an HTML element and it is applicable to only that particular element or only that particular tag. Okay, so then we have a embedded style sheet. It is placed within by using a style element inside the head section like this, right? You can observe, you know that whenever you go for a web page, it is having two sections, head and body section, right? in body you have h1 h2 all these, right? You want to apply this for only for this particular document, right? So what you are supposed to do is you have to include the style tag inside the head section of the HTML document, which is appearing before the body tag, right? In which we usually used to write the title tag, right? So after the title tag we have included the styles tag. You can observe here it is shown in red color, right? And we are seeing all h1 tags which are coming inside the body of this particular website web page should appear with the font size 24 point, right? And the all h2 elements which are appearing in this particular document should appear with the font size 18 and font weight of bold, right? So this we are applying for this particular document. Okay, so h1 and h2 may be repeated any number of times inside the inside this particular HTML document, but it is applied to every element of h1 and h2 with the said properties through styles. Okay, so this is better than the inline styles. Using embedded style is also not that useful, so it is also largely discouraged. What I said is we are going to create a common style sheet for one larger website, isn't it? So it is difficult to consistently use this style element for multiple documents when we are using the embedded styles. So as you can guess, we have three types only. The best style sheet or best way of specifying the style sheet is through external style sheet. Okay, so style rule is placed within a external text file which is having the extension as .css. You can just observe here. Again we are specifying this link to a external text file through the style through inside the head section only, right? So you can just observe head we have used. You don't bother about lang which is used as a attribute with this. We have a title tag, right, as usual, and inside the head section before closing of a head only we are using a link tag, right? So it is saying that we are externally linking to another document or another program along with this particular HTML, right? So we need to specify relation attribute through which is having a name as rel. The value for that is style sheet. Remember that there should not be any space in between, otherwise if you are leaving a space, practically it happens we leave usually space in between, and this will the style specified will not be applied here. href as usual, the way we use in anchor tag, a tag, which is giving a path of the file name, right, to which it has to be linked, right? Hypertext hyper reference is style.css. So this further part of the particular web page will be starting with the body tag. So this style.css we are writing as an external file where we can specify any kind of styles to any of the HTML element, and this style.css can be used with any number of such HTML documents, not necessary that it should be used only with this particular web page. Okay, so this commonly used style sheet, okay, because it provides better maintainability, in fact best maintainability, and you can change the external style sheet without affecting the HTML document, right? So and HTML will automatically use the updated version, right? And the browser is also able to cache the external style sheet. It can store it inside the cache, which will be improving the performance of the website. So the website can be accessed with the high speed. Okay, so these are the three different locations of the style. This is rest of the part we will see in the next video lecture. Thank you.